Okay, I'm starting to make vlogs on Asperger's and autism. And so for my first video, I'm going to be doing one on sensory integration dysfunction, which most kids with autism and Asperger's, or anyone on the autism spectrum, have. And if it's severe enough, it can really impact your life. And it's also known as sensory processing disorder, or SID for short, or sensory integration dysfunction, or SPD. Anyways, I'll use examples from my life as to what it's like for me living with this. And yeah, I do have it quite bad, so I'll be able to tell you from my view what it's like for me. Well, sensory disorder involves the 5 senses: touch, taste, smell, hearing, and sight. So I'll use an example for all 5 of those. And so first is touch. For me, if I touch water, just if I go to wash my hands or take a bath or something, it feels like it's raining needles on my hands. And then so I quickly take my hands out of the water as fast as I can. Then when I try and dry it off with a towel, it feels like I'm rubbing my hands on sandpaper. Then I have needles in my hands. It feels like I have needles stuck in my hands. Then sandpaper, just got that feeling of grain that's left on your hand just to sandpaper. So then it's twice as worse, twice as bad. And then I'll go grab an ice pack because it feels like my hands are on fire. And then the ice pack will have water on it, so then we'll pretty much start over again. And I haven't found any other techniques as to what will help calm it down a little bit. The ice helps a little more than anything else does. But I also have like this scrub brush thing that works a little bit, but not really for water. Helps more with touching paper, things like that. For taste, one time I ate a banana that was too ripe, and what it felt like is if you eat like a whole pack of sour Warheads or sour Skittles or something, and then your mouth gets really really rough and dry. That's what my mouth felt like, except times 100. And I just started screaming in pain because it was really horrible. So then I tried brushing my teeth. That helped a little bit, but not really. And then I tried like scrubbing it off with water, and which again is another sensory, but not for my mouth, luckily. So I tried all that, and then I just had to wait it out the day, so I had a pretty bad day because nothing would really get rid of that. So that causes meltdowns and bad things like that. For smell, like if I smell perfume, it feels like, not that it's a bad smell, but what happens is it triggers something in my brain, and then it makes me not be able to breathe well, and I get a headache, and the smell just drives me completely insane to the point where I want to whack wherever it's coming from and just scream, because it just drives me mad, and I can't concentrate or do anything else because that's all I'm focusing on. Yeah. For sight, something like having the blinds open, or having like the white sunlight coming in, you know what I mean, and that for some reason gets me very anxious, and getting very anxious is not a very good feeling, as probably most of you know what that feels like. And also and then like fluorescent lights, if I go to a place with fluorescent lights, I'll see them flickering. Just I mean, nobody else sees it. I'm like, Mom, don't you see all the lights flickering? She's like, no, I don't. I mean, one or two she might see because it's flickering slower, and I guess it's more apparent to everyone else. But to me, it's like to the extreme. And then I go somewhere, and it'll all be flickering, and it just drives me insane, to the point where I want to rip my hair out of my head. For hearing, this would be the biggest one for me, also because I have something called Hyperacusis, which affects 40% of kids with on the autism spectrum, ranging from mild to severe. And I have it pretty severely according to my audiologist, so that is why I struggle so much with sound. But for my input on sound would be like if I hear silverware, even the slightest touch of silverware together, I just start covering my ears, rocking and crying and screaming because I can't handle the noise. It feels like somebody stabbed my ear with a knife, and that's really hard to try and cope with. Yeah, it's just, and if the sound of people chewing, that also bothers me tremendously, to the point where one time when I was 8 or 9, the noises got me so overwhelmed that I just stabbed the fork in our new table, and obviously that wasn't very good. So I hope this helped you understand sensory disorders, and I hope I covered it well. That's it.